A city on edge. Trump's hush money trial grips New York. The air in New York City crackled with tension. Former President Donald J. Trump, a man synonymous with the city's skyline, was on trial. Not for his policies, but for his alleged role in a hush money scheme. The trial, unfolding in a Manhattan courtroom, had become a spectacle. Media from around the world camped outside, eager for any scrap of news. New Yorkers, accustomed to the city's daily dramas, found their attention glued to this unprecedented legal battle. Inside the courtroom, the stakes were high. Prosecutors laid out their case, alleging that Trump had orchestrated a scheme to silence adult film star Stormy Daniels. They argued that this was a violation of campaign finance laws, a serious charge with potentially significant consequences. Trump, for his part, remained defiant. He and his legal team vehemently denied the allegations, painting the trial as a politically motivated witch hunt. The courtroom became a battleground of narratives, each side vying for control of the story. As the trial progressed, the city held its breath. New Yorkers, known for their resilience and their ability to move on from even the most shocking events, found themselves drawn into the drama. The trial had become inescapable, a constant topic of conversation on the streets, in cafes, and on subway platforms. The city that never sleeps was captivated by the legal drama unfolding in its heart, a stark reminder of the power and the peril of the justice system. Inside the courtroom, testimony and tension in the Trump trial. The hush money trial of Donald Trump was a masterclass in legal maneuvering. Both the prosecution and the defense brought their A-game, each side presenting their case with meticulous detail. Witnesses were called, their testimonies scrutinized under the watchful eyes of the judge and jury. The atmosphere in the courtroom was electric, a palpable tension hanging in the air as the fate of a former president hung in the balance. One of the most compelling aspects of the trial was the testimony of Michael Cohen, Trump's former personal lawyer. Cohen, once a loyal fixer for Trump, had turned star witness for the prosecution. His testimony was explosive, detailing his role in the alleged hush money payments and implicating Trump directly in the scheme. Trump's defense team aggressively challenged Cohen's credibility, highlighting his previous lies and painting him as a disgruntled former employee seeking revenge. The closing arguments were a tour de force of legal strategy. The prosecution, in their summation, argued that the evidence presented a clear picture of guilt. They painted Trump as a man who abused his power, using his wealth and influence to silence those who might damage his reputation. Trump's defense team countered with a forceful argument of their own. They characterized the case as flimsy, built on the testimony of unreliable witnesses and lacking in concrete evidence. The jury, faced with sifting through weeks of testimony and mountains of evidence, had a momentous decision to make. De Niro speaks out. Hollywood weighs in on Trump's legal battles. Even as the trial unfolded in a New York courtroom, its ripples were felt far beyond the city's limits. The case, with its constitutional implications and its cast of larger-than-life characters, had captivated the nation. Celebrities, never shy about expressing their political views, weighed in on the trial, their voices adding to the chorus of opinions swirling around the case. Among the most vocal critics of Trump was Robert De Niro, the Academy Award-winning actor known for his fierce portrayals of complex characters. De Niro, a longtime critic of Trump, didn't mince words. He called the trial a defining moment for our democracy, his voice thick with emotion. The actor, who had famously portrayed characters who challenged authority and fought for justice, saw the trial as a real-life reflection of those cinematic struggles. He urged Americans to pay attention to the proceedings, arguing that the outcome of the trial would have profound implications for the rule of law. De Niro's comments resonated with many in Hollywood, a community often associated with liberal political leanings. Actors, directors, and producers took to social media and traditional news outlets to express their views on the trial. Some echoed De Niro's sentiments, expressing concern about the state of American democracy and the potential consequences of a not guilty verdict. Others, while acknowledging the seriousness of the charges, urged caution, emphasizing the importance of due process and the presumption of innocence. The trial, a legal drama playing out on the national stage, had become a cultural touchstone. Guardians of democracy, Capitol officers' emotional pleas for justice. The hush money trial, while focused on a specific set of allegations, also served as a stark reminder of the events of January 6th. The attack on the Capitol, a dark day in American history, loomed large over the proceedings. Several Capitol police officers who had risked their lives defending the seat of American democracy attended the trial, their presence a powerful symbol of the fragility of democratic institutions. Their testimonies, delivered with a mix of stoicism and barely suppressed emotion, provided a poignant counterpoint to the legal arguments. One officer, his voice trembling slightly, described the terror he felt as the mob stormed the Capitol. He spoke of the fear for his life, the fear for his colleagues, and the fear that the very foundation of American governance was crumbling before his eyes. Another officer, her eyes welling with tears, recalled the injuries she had sustained, both physical and emotional. She spoke of the lasting trauma, the nightmares, and the constant fear that lingered long after the physical wounds had healed. The officers' testimonies were a stark reminder of the human cost of the events of January 6th. Their words, raw and unfiltered, cut through the legal jargon and the political posturing, laying bare the very real consequences of the attack on the Capitol. Their presence in the courtroom, a silent but powerful indictment of the forces that had led to that day, served as a stark reminder of the importance of upholding the rule of law and protecting the institutions of democracy.